What's going on, people? It's your man the YB back once again. Big shout out to my doggy Martin Skirsis for coming through me, sending up the coin. So, we got some unfortunate news for you, man. Right now, Carl Froch has come through the last few videos. Actually, this is the problem, when people who are outsiders like me, and listen, I'm broke. I ain't got no boxing history like Froch. I respect him for that, obviously, but the bottom line is, people, it was better when he wasn't connected. Yeah? I got a video coming soon. He's talking about Whittaker. Oh, we have to give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't quit. Like, come on, bro. I haven't been in there. You should, as a fighter, you should. If I was actually a real fighter, I'd feel aggrieved that he gets to wear the same badge as me. Yeah? He jacked. Now, that doesn't mean he can't come back. That doesn't mean woo. It means he jacked, though. Yeah? Dubois jacked versus Usyk. Fact. He's proven a lot since then, but it's still a fact, right? You can't, and I ain't even sure Whittaker's going to come back like that. I think he might be broken. We heard him dropping the lyrical bars. Anyway, I've digressed. The point is, you're going to hear some quotes here. You've seen the title, and Froch is basically shilling the party line, yeah? Talking about how Chisora versus Dubois makes the most sense, because AJ's a big puncher. Where did this narrative come from? It come from Turkey / Frank Warren, yeah? We know Dubois won an eliminator for the IBF. So he's there or thereabouts now. And I believe, actually, I read some news. Chisora will be ahead of Bacoli in the rankings when they're updated. That's what I believe. That's what I've heard somewhere. The new rankings haven't come out yet, but when they do come out, you'll see Chisora. Bacoli's number 3. You'll see Chisora like number 2. Oops. Where would this narrative come from? Dubois versus Chisora is better for Chisora's health. That's what Carl Froch says. Well, he don't want to. Chisora can't fight AJ because he's too strong. Are you joking? I think Chisora. Honestly, I wouldn't bet on that fight. I would not bet on Chisora versus AJ. I can see Chisora walking in there, slipping a few shots and whacking him on the side of his head. I can see that happening. I'm not gonna lie to you. AJ would be the favourite. I wouldn't bet on it though. I really wouldn't. He can't deal with pressure like that. He can't, especially now. Yeah, he cannot. Forget about it. We don't even know how AJ's going to come back. He's been softened up. His chops was always sceptical. Now he's been sparkoed. He was nervous. Mr. Blobby didn't actually neurologically write him off, right? He just kept getting knocked down and get back up. It was more exhaustion / flash knockdowns for the most part. Dubois had him dribbling on his knees, man. So anyway, let's get to the bars from Carl. Let's get to the bars from Carl the Saudi Froch. Yeah? What are the Riyads? Are they called? What's the currency in Saudi? Is it Rials? Saudi? Rial Froch. Rials. He wants them Rials, man. That's what he wants for sure. No doubt about it. Bash.
Right. And I've got 3 opponents for you. I've got Anthony Joshua, I've got Alexander Usyk, and I've got Daniel Dubois. And actually, Chisora now is the IBF. I think he's got an eliminator in his next fight. So he might be tapping on the door for an IBF world title against Daniel Dubois. And out of them 3, I mean, the Usyk fight, Usyk's already dealt with him, and Usyk didn't get out of first gear. AJ, I mean, I think that's a dangerous fight for Derek Chisora. If AJ went in with Chisora, AJ throws a good 1-2, he throws a good left-right, a good right hand, and AJ's fit for at least 6-7 rounds, so I don't think Chisora would get to him and do any damage or punish him enough, because AJ knows how to box and keep out of the way. Don't forget, he's Olympic champion, he's got bags of experience at top level, done 24 rounds of Usyk, so if he went in there with Chisora, I just think it would be a punch bag night for AJ. And Chisora could do without AJ, who can punch hard, smashing him on the head for even 2-3 rounds, let alone 12 rounds if it went that long. So if he was going to fight again for a world title again, which sounds mad because I'm sure there's many other fighters in the heavyweight division that are more deserving of a heavyweight title shot than Derek Chisora, taking nothing away from Derek Chisora. He's gone in there and he's beat Wallin in style. Well, I say in style, he beat him widely on my card and it was a convincing win. But was it because Chisora was really good, or is it because Otto Wallin is absolutely fucking terrible? I think the latter, and actually that says a lot about AJ's performance as well, because we made a big deal about AJ, didn't we, when he beat Wallin? And look how bad Wallin is. I mean, it is his best win. Well, not even a win, was it? It was his best performance, inflicting that cut on Tyson Fury. Then we've all got carried away and made a big deal of him. But anyway, he was absolutely crap, just useless. Chisora did what he had to do, and now he might be in line for the IBF title. And out of the 3 names that I mentioned that he pulled out on the big poster cards to break that retirement hoax that he did, the big marketing ploy, which was, it was okay, wasn't it? I mean, he did the job. I think the only one out of them 3 would be Daniel Dubois.
The only one out of them 3 is Daniel Dubois. You bugging, man. I don't believe this, yeah? I don't believe Froch is suggesting Dubois. I don't I don't believe the Cobra Froch is suggesting Dubois is the best touch out of them. I'd actually say it's the worst touch. Usyk, what's he going to do, man? He's going to faff around and ping around. You'll lose on points for sure, but he's not going to proper knock your head in. AJ, I think Chisora's got a chance. I tell you who Chisora don't have no chance never against. Danny D. No chance never. I don't know, Danny D might come forward, but I can see Danny D just popping in with a jab. That big stiff right hand jab that he throws. People who are in the game who have sparred Dubois say he's jabbed like a right hand. Dubois, yeah, is good enough to pop that jab out, bong, bong, and he'll get a proper beating. If you thought Fury versus Chisora 3 was bad, the things Dubois would do to him. Dubois got gas tank as well. Chisora was in there blowing. He did well against what Wallin was like a heavy bag, man. Yeah, power bottom heavy bag. Yeah, not doing nothing in there. And even then, did you see Chisora's face? I showed you it the other day. Chisora's face against Wallin, who was doing nothing, it looked proper bad. Yeah, and that's against Wallin, who weren't doing not even a thing. Dubois, yeah, Chisora could catch anyone, is the argument, right? Well, then again, he couldn't catch Wallin. Oops. He couldn't catch Wallin, he couldn't catch Fury, he couldn't catch Vlad. He's not catching Dubois. He's not. If Chisora don't clip him in the first, he couldn't catch Joe Parker either. He's never catched. Realistically, Chisora's never actually catched no one. So that narrative of that now he's 50 years old and he is super slow. He's super slow, 50 years old, shot worn, getting marked up by a power bottom Wallin who weren't doing nothing. To sit there and say Dubois is the smartest one, I'll tell you what the smartest one would be. AJ all day and night. What's he gonna do? You got a chance to go in there. He's on death's door. AJ is essentially. The point is, I'm not saying AJ's a smart fight either, but if I had to choose, for Chisora's health's sake, it wouldn't be Dubois. I'd rather go near Usyk. He will just piddle around, right? He's not gonna, and I think Usyk's quite humanitarian as well. He would. I think he'd back off Chisora. He wouldn't proper try and knock him out, I don't believe. So, is Usyk or AJ the best one? But the wider narrative, or the wider point I'm trying to make is, where's Carl got these bars from? Maybe it's you. Carl's right. Dubois is definitely the one that makes the most sense, because AJ's amateur. Carl Froch as well. AJ's Olympic amateur, and it's a 3-round situation. I mean, I can't be funny, in my opinion, which ain't worth a lot, but whatever it is worth, who gives a fuck what he did at the Olympics? Yeah, we know, you clip AJ on the side of his head, he's finished. Chisora can do that. Dubois, we don't know that. We don't know if you clip Dubois on the side of his head, he goes, because Hergovich whacked him how many times? Oops. AJ whacked him, and then got knocked out. Oops. Jarrell Miller whacked him. How'd it work out? Oops. So there's no evidence that Chisora's ever going to catch Dubois, ever. Equally, I can see there's an argument. Chisora goes in there, wades in on AJ. His little piddly jab he has now, where he's like, oh, Chisora comes bowling in, slipping left and right, walking in, crossing his feet over, orthodox southpaw, get him to the ropes and bosh him. And AJ falls apart. That's a serious situation there. That's possible, in my opinion. Like I said, if Chisora was a massive underdog against AJ, which he probably would be, I'd put money on him. I'm not backing AJ as 7-1 favourite. Forget about that. You bugging. Yeah? If the odds are you put a tenner on AJ and you get like £2 profit back, which will be what, 5-1 favourite, I'm not doing that ever against Chisora. He could clip him, especially if the ring's small, 18 foot. And we know Chisora's come to fight. He will throw his lever. The question is, can AJ catch him with the uppercut? That's one time the moody lean back, chin in the air uppercut might work, catching Chisora coming in. But I can see Chisora working AJ. He's got a chance in that fight. So, what? Listen, I don't, but again, you man in the comments tell me, are the bars I'm saying wrong? Yeah? Oh, AB, you're just hating on Carl now. He hasn't sold out. You're right. He's right. The AJ's Olympic amateur, and there's no way Chisora wants to get hit by AJ. People, if I wanted to be hit by someone right now in a fight, if I had a choice between fighting Dubois and AJ, I'm taking AJ every time, because I know there's something in there. I've got no chance with Dubois. He's too big, too strong, too hungry. Yeah? The shot's right. At this point, it might turn out he's the second coming of Joe Joyce, and he gets popped next time, and he spark out. But until then, he's unstoppable. That's how it looks. Yeah, Hergovich whacked him, spark in his mouth, for 5 rounds, every round, again and again and again. The shots are bouncing off. Prime Hergovich, 28-year-old or whatever he is. Chisora at 40, I said it at the time, after the Wallin fight, Chisora was slow as molasses. Yeah, Wallin, because he weren't doing nothing and he was slow, made him look okay, but he was really slow. And I think it would show I'm not saying AJ's that shot. I'd have him as the favourite. I wouldn't bet on him, no. Yeah, I can see Chisora looking at the floor, bowling one of his hands over and clipping AJ on the side of his head. He can't take it on the side of his Humpty Dumpty. And I can see him dropping down and or being like, And that balloon knot constriction we talked about, AJ walks around dilated at around 24 millimeters. That's a dilation of his passive balloon knot. When that Chisora whaps him on the side of his head, the 2.4 millimeter dilation will contract. Yeah, no good. His butt will be tight like that. His balloon knot will be like this, and he'll be choking. Yeah, if he's not knocked out, who knows? We don't know what's left of AJ now. We saw what the Ruiz situation did. Never mind, now he's been proper sparkoed. If you're not confident after getting hit and getting back up successfully like he did against Ruiz, once you've been sparkoed, what's there left? We don't know. So I'm telling you now, Chisora has a chance against AJ. I'd even argue he has not a chance, but I'd rather see him in there with Usyk. Let's see if we know all the British bums, the Bummingtons, Fury, AJ, Dubois, so far at least. Chisora has the best loss, more or less. You can argue. He's up there, so I don't see why not. It's not as dangerous. Yeah, Chisora's got the weight on his side. And he wants that fight. He doesn't want Dubois, man. He doesn't. That's not good for his health, seriously. It's the last person I want him in there with. So the question is, assuming I'm right, which I know I am, because it don't matter, give me some bars. Apart from the corny bars Carl gave you. Well, YB, AJ's a good amateur. That was 20 years ago. Who gives a fuck what he was doing at amateurs? And some people say, I didn't watch it, but some people say he kind of got a gift decision because the Olympics was in London anyway. But who gives all that Olympicness? How'd it work with Dubois? Dubois ain't got no amateur background like that. And he popped him right in his mouth. Chisora hasn't got no amateur background like that. He'll come wading in. That's what AJ don't like. He don't like someone coming right at him and throwing shots. He didn't like it with Ruiz. He didn't like it with Dubois. I'm trying to think who else has really pressed him. Well, that's about it of top level pressure fighters. And even then, Double Cheese Ruiz, his feet are slow as molasses and he's got no ambition really. Double Cheese Ruiz, no ambition at all. So let's assume now, which I am, I'm right. My bars I put out there is right. The last person on that list is Daniel Dubois. So the YB's right with that one. The question is, where is Carl Froch getting these moody bars from? Oh, well, it's obvious. It's got to be Dubois next because AJ's too good and Usyk's too good. Where's he getting them from? Oops. That is the Turkey Frank Warren line. We know this. We know Frank Warren would prefer Dubois to fight Chisora, obviously, than he would Bacoli. Yeah? So this right now is the party line. The party line is, yeah, start drumming up Chisora versus Dubois. That's definitely a no-no. Honestly. And when someone gets seriously hurt, it won't be me, Carl, because you sold out one of your brethrens. It won't be me. I can see Chisora getting seriously hurt. He don't know when to go down. Unless Dubois clips him early, he could properly get pummeled. Proper pummeled. Because Dubois ain't playing like that. Dubois ain't going to have... I don't believe Dubois is going to have no mercy in there. I just don't think he will. Usyk might. Usyk might tap him a few times and think, you know what, I'll just cruise on. He hasn't got a proper boner to stop people. Dubois will proper fill him in. Yeah? And let me show you his face, because you think I'm playing with you. Let me show you this dude's face. Chisora versus Wallin post-fight presser. Let's have a look here. Here we go. And bear in mind, people, this is... I honestly didn't think Wallin hit him once, is the truth. It was that pathetic from Otto to power bottom Wallin. But look at this thing here. Yeah? Look at this thing here. You can say it's a cut. Was the cut caught from a headbutt? I think it was. Was it? I'm not sure what it was. So you can argue, well, it was a headbutt. I think Chisora was coming in with his head, but what do we know about headbutts? Dubois, he coming in with his head. That's what he's doing. Look at this guy here, look. Okay, let's say that was a headbutt. There's a cut there, there's a cut round here. His forehead's all bashed up. Against a dude who's literally doing, I didn't see him do nothing in there. Right? And you can't necessarily score facial damage. But what I can say is, if you're taking that kind of punishment, even against Fury a few years ago, in Chisora versus Fury 3, same situation. This ain't going to be good for him. Yeah? I want to have a look at Chisora versus Usyk post-fight. Now, I think Usyk's improved. And I think he'd do Chisora versus Usyk post-fight. I think Usyk would do more damage to Chisora this time. I think he was coming... I do believe he was coming up in weight and he was getting a feel for the heavyweight power. It's all different when the 10-ounce gloves are on. So I do give him... He's going to beat Chisora for sure. Yeah? That's not my beef. Well, even then, though, people, if I had the choice between if my name was Derek Chisora, all things considered, if I had the choice between going in there with Usyk or going in there, I'll allow it, or going in there with Dubois, who are you choosing? You tell me. Oops. Yeah? You tell me who you're choosing. Oops. I'm going in there with Usyk every day of the week, man. I'm going in there with him. If I'm a 260 pound man, I'm going in there with Usyk. He can't punch Fury up. He got no chin. He can't punch AJ up. He got no chin. He can't punch Chisora up. Come on. Big toe, Mr. Painted Toes, David Hayes sparked Chisora. So I'm taking Usyk every time. I tell you the last part, legitimately, put yourself in Chisora's position. Who is the worst? Objectively, this isn't a subjective conversation here. Objectively, no doubt about it. Who's the last person you get in there with? It's Dubois every time. He's 27 years old. Usyk's 40. We don't know when he's going to get old. So there's a chance there. Yeah? Chisora's last fight, he might come out in a blade of hail of glory kind of thing. For me, there's a narrative there for Chisora versus Usyk. There's a narrative there for Chisora versus AJ. There's no logical narrative for Chisora versus Dubois. Yeah? There's no narrative apart from the Cobra Froch just sold out to the Saudi/Frank Warren regime. Anyone calling, I said it at the time, anyone calling for Chisora versus Dubois, it's not right. I understand it. Chisora wants to fight for a world title. He's going to get proper hurt in there. I believe that. He'll get proper hurt. Against AJ? What's AJ going to do? AJ, listen, I did a video on it. You man watch. Some corny guy in the comments said, oh, YB, what are you talking about? AJ versus Wallin. AJ knocked him out. Number one, AJ didn't knock him out. He retired. Yeah? And the first 5 rounds, I showed you, man. I'll show you again. That's what I'll do right now, in fact. The first 5 rounds, in fact, the whole fight basically. AJ versus Wallin. AJ proper hit himself. No, seriously, watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's free on YouTube. You can see it here. But just watch this. I'll play some highlights. Not play them. I have to show you frame by frame. I can't play the video. The Kabbalah Shakel Pagans. Look. So AJ's in the middle of the ring, faffing off. 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 Look, you just click any frame. Click any frame. I've just come out randomly. This sums up the fight here. AJ's just standing there with his flappy jab, having a faff off with Wallin, who we know is a certified pound for pound power bottom. He takes it. That's what he is, seriously. Yeah? I got a phone call from Turkey yesterday. He said, YB, I love the idea of you doing a pound for pound Ring Magazine power bottom list. And Otto Wallin is undisputed at this point. So AJ goes in there with the undisputed all-timingness power bottom of the year. Look at all these frames. I'm just clicking randomly. We're 3 rounds in now. And all you see is them standing there. Yeah? We saw him come out scared to death of Dubois. So the fact of the matter is, people, here we go again. Just standing there. Just standing there. Just standing there. Just standing there. You didn't see, out of all these random frames, you watch the fight yourself. All you'll see is AJ standing there like this, having a look. So, that's really how, I'm not going to lie. Yes, AJ does have good genetics. Yes, he has experience. But that's how Wallin looked against Chisora, just scared to death. There's a chance Chisora comes in his last fight, leaving it all on the line, slip, and bosh on the side of AJ's head. That's a serious situation there. I'm not even playing with you. Yeah, that's a serious possibility there. On the other hand, especially given that AJ's been knocked out in his last fight, we don't know how ropey he's going to be. There's a big narrative there for me. I'd back Chisora as a 5-1 underdog, seriously. I'd put some money on it. It's worth a punt at that price. Against Dubois, I'm not sure Chisora's best shot isn't going to bounce off, is the truth. That's my base case. My base case is, I'm not sure if Chisora hit Dubois with his best shot and it might bounce off. If Chisora hits AJ with his best shot, he spark out. Is my base case. Yeah? AJ going to go in there. Chisora going to come in, bobbing, rolling, bash. There's a chance. Stop, so don't play with me. about this. Carl got the bars from Frank Warren / Turkey. They're trying to set up an interim fight, which, I mean, it should be Bacoli next, really, for Dubois, but at the same time, Dubois is active, yeah? He's going, I mean, he's had a crazy run. Hrgovic in, what was it? Miller sometime. Was it Miller December or March? It might have been Miller in March, you know. Crazy run he's had. Let's have a look for the record. Dubois, box rec. Let's have a quick look for 1 sec. Okay, let's have a look. Oh no, it was December. Miller in December, Hrgovic in June, AJ in September, and Parker in February. That's a solid run. So to some extent he has earned. Well, I mean, I'm not going to justify it. He should be fighting Bacoli, really. I don't mind a little sidestep, but not Chisora. Chisora's too much of a side mission. Who else is there knocking around right now who's half relevant? Fabio Wardley, for example. Yeah, someone who's done something. Equally, he could just fight Bacoli, but that's what Frank Warren and Turkey are pushing, or Frank Warren in particular. Frank Warren's pushing for Dubois to get in there with Chisora, because I can't believe there's no way Carl's come with these bars before. There's no way. There's no way he's sitting there trying to justify how Dubois versus Chisora makes the most sense out of a cruiserweight who can't punch a toffee, and AJ who's shot to bits, and we don't know how bad he'll be when he comes back. He might be proper bad. He was broken after Ruiz, didn't even knock him out properly. Right? So I'm sorry, I don't care what no one says. Oh, IB, he's unified champion. He may well be. His bars are wrong though, is the ultimate truth here. There's no justification to be pushing Dubois to get in there and ride Chisora like a donkey and proper hurt him. That would be a travesty, seriously. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like with the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this, some people stop it.